Hi, I'm Rob Shaver, and this is Spark to Flame, where I bring you ideas, insights, and inspiration for better marriages. Today I'm going to tell you about conversation styles. Obviously, communication is so important in our marriages, and one thing that definitely affects how we communicate is the style that we prefer to have conversations in. So we're going to explore a couple of different ways that is measured and actually see how those things intersect. You can identify who you are and how you prefer to do things, and of course your spouse. And in doing so allows us to do a couple of things. It allows us to kind of see where our faults are and where we can move a little closer to the middle and be more neutral in how we communicate, and so less offensive to our spouses. And we can see where they tend to be so that we can have more forgiveness for the things that they might do that we find frustrating. Yeah, if you grab your computer and do a Google search or grab your phone or whatever and look out there to see about different communication styles, there's a ton of different resources that talk about communication styles. And if you do the search, you'll see it'll be like, what are the 3 communication styles? Or what are the 4 communication styles? Or what are the 7 communication styles? So there's a lot out there. There's a lot of different ideas and different ways that people divide the way that we talk to one another. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to look at 2 different of those divisions that to me make a lot of sense, especially, and just trying to keep it simple and looking about how we deal in our marriages. So the first one, actually, I saw from an article, and I'll link that article in the description, and also that is based off of a book, so I'll put a picture of the book up. So if you're interested in any of those, the book is actually designed to talk about just female friendships, but it talks about communication styles, and it divides it in these 2 ways. I'm not going to use their exact wording, but basically, and it's that you can either be a considerate listener and conversationalist, I guess, or an involved conversationalist. All right, so the involved conversationalist does not mean that they're not considerate. It's just the way that the terminology falls. So someone who is involved is going to be more involved, right? They're going to be more likely to be, as they listen, be an active listener, right? Say, yeah, oh, sure, okay, yeah, I get that, okay, yeah, right? And so that person, that is how they are communicating to you. I'm listening, I'm hearing you, I'm with you. Someone who is a considerate conversationalist, they're going to actually take an approach of, if I can just keep saying and sure and whatever, that might actually throw your train of thought off, right? And I don't want to mess you up. I want you to clearly say the things that are on your mind, so when I listen to you, I'm going to listen in silence. Now you can see that if you have a method that you prefer to do, like if you're an involved listener and conversationalist, then if you're talking to someone and they're just completely silent, that might throw you off. And so just breaking it down into these 2 simple categories could be very insightful for how you communicate with your spouse, right? Because if you are someone that, like, okay, I'm going to tell a story now, I don't want you to interrupt me, right? This is what I expect. This is what I want you to be considerate. I don't want you to stand too close to me, right? Space is a difference between someone who's considerate will give you more physical space as well. Rather, somebody who's involved will get closer to you. Someone who's more involved will speak louder and get more excited. They'll be more animated in how they talk. They want to be involved, and they want to involve other people in their conversation. The person who's considerate is going to give more space. They're going to probably be quieter. They're going to probably be calmer. So if I am calm and quiet and I want some space and I don't want to be interrupted, and I have a spouse who is emotional and excited and wants to be involved and wants to be close and wants to interrupt, to show that they're hearing me, to show that they're a part of this conversation, then you could see that those 2 communication styles could butt heads. And it goes both ways. If you are the involved person and you're really excited about this news that you've got, and you're like, oh, and this happened and that happened, and your spouse doesn't answer, they think, it seems like they're not even paying attention to you, And you say, well, what's going on with you? Like, I just shared this great news. You don't even seem excited. And they might say something like, oh, I was just waiting for you to be done. And you're like, what? Get involved in my conversation. So just thinking about that, just evaluate. I mean, and you probably don't even have to take too much time, but where are you? Are you involved? Or are you considerate? And maybe you're in between. Maybe you see in some situations you're one way and some the other way. Either way, but that's a really good starting point to see, like, all right, here's who I am and here's where my spouse is, and maybe you're both considerate. And so for just general conversations, you don't butt heads, you don't get frustrated with each other, or maybe you're both involved. And if there's ever a problem, it's because maybe at times you walk over each other. But if you're one or the other and you kind of split it 50-50, then you might find more tension in your everyday conversations. So are you involved or are you considerate? May you be blessed by this information. May you apply it to your lives. May it produce some kind of spark in your marriage, and may your marriage be set on fire with passion and all that good stuff.